ancient in esports. I don't mean to interrupt you, but yeah.
Mid-20s, mate. I'm in my late at this point. But to start things off here, EG with a chance of being able to get the #1 seed in their group is just a bonkers situation. But we're about to dive into the pistol round, and that is where these two teams have been the most different, perhaps, across VCT Stage 2. EG just can't lose these kind of rounds. So what have they got cooked up here?
They've been dominating, an 83% win rate when it comes to these pistol rounds. It's one of the key reasons that they've been so successful in all of their matches. A massive turnaround for EG. You consider their Stage 1 performance, not a single win. Now potentially grabbing that #1 seed of a win here today against Faze Clan.
Already you can see a couple of different little ideas there. As the Recon Dart came up at the same time as the Viper Wall went down, the Orb was dropped as Boostio was looking towards Boiler. Different ways of being able to potentially catch a Faze player out in the open, but they haven't worked just yet, so EG are grouped up now. 4 players over towards, staring at these people defending yellow. They hear a jump spot. Are they going to expect Dicey to be here as well?
Yep, you see it, the knife being thrown out. That's a wall as well to try and disrupt. It does not get broken in time. Essentially going to be committing a lot of it, but it buys enough time for the rotations. See the players already coming out into the back of the side flyer, supporting them with a bit of that utility. With 40 seconds remaining, EG have to make a decision here.
And their decision is the right one. Get out of here. They're going to be going over towards Baby Bay. And you've seen the numbers this guy's been able to put up.
Where is that?
He is just up on top.
Jenny.
And he grabs one. Com goes down as the rest of EG flood into A.
Still, TP's away to get back to safety. They are going to be able to get this plant down. So EG uncontested in this regard. FaZe do love to play these retakes.
And it's not like EG's composition is great for the post plants. But they are solid at being able to win them.
That comes into the back now. FaZe looking to try and work their way into the site, disrupt this so that they can't stop them from the defuse. Baby Bay as well, just rattling off shots. The Headhunter put it in good amounts of work. They skip and hop straight over the box. Already one player on the defuse, and that's walled off. Not even going to be able to find that slide off angle. FaZe Clan winning out this pistol round.
With a Prime Flawless.
Yeah, that is honestly a fantastic start for them, honestly.
It is, and a lot of that work being done by Baby Bay. The opening pick that he's able to find from here, a tiny angle that he's holding, as he then dips away, grabs another one onto Jorgamo, and he just sets the entire team up. There was a really late flank through as well from Boostio, but it was just too little, too late, ran into a trademark from Baby Bay anyway. They had full info, they had the picks that they needed, and that's what they require. You just simply cannot be winning this game if you lose all of your pistols to EG, so this is a massive start for FaZe to get some momentum on the board, and EG have forced, okay, you win a pistol against us, but you're not going to win round 2 as well.
Yeah, the force up here could be particularly damaging, I think, to the economy, but already, look at this again, the pressure being applied straight over the ropes, on top of pipes, just swinging across the side, a lot of damage going away, but it's just the 1-for-1. Backside control gained here for EG, still a little bit separate. Jorgamo is walled off from the rest of his team. They were just going for the plant.
Bit of a strange situation there. Just isolating their jet on the other side, looking for something cheeky. Again, not much post-plant material on Flyer. He's picking up player after player. 40 health though, and Reform spams down 2 with a Stinger. This is now a 2v2.
Don't see that every day. Oh, with a limited amount of bullets you got available. Zuma just jumps on top of him. One dink into the head, Baby swings around the corner.
It's going to be this kind of game, is it, Bren?
Yeah,
it's going to be one of these, is it?
And now dire straits, honestly, early on for EG with that force. Their economy's going to be set back to almost 0.
Yeah.
What a lead for FaZe.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to begin. Thank you, EG, for forcing into that one, says FaZe. But if you think about how EG, and the reason why we're suddenly rating EG as such a good team, it's not just about the win over Optic. It's also how they, that's silly. It's also how they utterly dismantled LG. And one of the ways in which they did that was on Icebox. But part of it was that they won the pistol, they won the bonus, they won the 5th round. They just had a different strat cooked up for every eco swing round. Now they're on the back foot. This operates really differently. You're not in control of the tempo. You don't have the opportunities to break FaZe's economy, even when the rifles get back on board. They've got to dig deep here.
Baby just a raw spam straight through the wall, catching onto Jorgamo there.
His point is going to be ready for this push up the tube. Boostio with the Headhunter out.
Okay.
Didn't want to give away his position, but now just completely slow fielded up. And Faze gets that one fairly easily.
And a round like this, EG limited in terms of the weapons they're using.
What a timing on that.
God almighty.
Perfect
You
timing.
just can't break it as well, the Sheriffs. They're going to wall over it, okay. Bit of creative. Don't have the wall now for the plan, though. Just going to have to run straight through the Viper wall that's already up, and it's easy to clean up. Now, they get a bit of information off of that. They know where the trademark's kind of trending towards, I guess. You always know it's going to be in kitchen, but...
Yep.
That's the one side.
That is the second...
I'm trying to think of the silver linings here for G, you know? They ended up getting prime gaming flawless. So.
Sure, exactly. And that's the second one for Faze. Both the pistol round and this one. Cleanly dealing with EG.
One enemy remaining.
And Faze definitely still got stuff to play for in this group stage as well. Both of these teams putting their all into this match because seeding is so important when it comes to these playoffs. If EG is able to grab that #1 seed over the top of Optic, which they would do with a match win here today, they're only 2 wins away from Copenhagen. So if Faze are able to deny that and have some chances of sneaking up the table themselves, what an improvement it would be.
Deep Sage wall, we've seen that quite a lot.
But I like it specifically against EG because their Viper wall allows them to get into funky positions on green without being seen. So you have to try and contest it with bodies, with utility. And now that Viper wall's just doing nothing on B. It's not taking away info, it's not threatening a B push.
Yeah, they are very aware. I mean, they break a piece of it just in case, but with the double setup they've got.
Yeah, there's still people there watching.
Yeah, exactly.
They've forced Baby Bay away, though. There was only one player defending this A site, and FaZe are going to play for retakes. You will see this a lot on EG's attack half. They get the plant down with a lot of consistency, and FaZe are a retake team. They win they win a lot of them. And this timing battle in mid could
it's
be
being
huge.
watched though. Fully aware. Okay, Apoff. Slight whiff there of the bullet. Superman still wants to watch that one angle round the side. The Vandal, he gets it. EG winning out. All the kills roll in their way now. Just Poise left alive in the 1v4. Difficult task. Got so many angles that he needs to end up watching.
Poise is just trying to do damage here and going to be denied it by Boostio towards the end. So EG get the first round on the board, and they're going to avoid getting their own economy broken. Do you? On the other side of things, FaZe still with a bunch of money. Baby Bay enough to be able to get an operator up. But the biggest difference in that round, Brent, the reason that EG were finally able to find success here in round 4 was that they were able to find an entry onto the A site without Baby Bay being able to fire a shot. They pushed him off the angle, forced him to rendezvous away, and it was, at that point, essentially a full 5v5 retake, even though there was a mid-fight happening. Baby Bay's got an op in his hands, and he's getting mobile with it. He's looking towards mid here. That seems like an odd angle. It's almost always going to be smoke, but not this time.
Oh, underneath the tube. Yeah, I mean, they comboed that with a recon as well, so Apoff actually swings out wide to break it, and it opens him up to that angle before his smoke even came up.
You know, the mad thing about that as well is I think Baby Bay realizes there's a timing there because Apoff throws a slow orb. Not a slow orb. He throws a slow lineup that allows that to be opening for the first couple of seconds of the round. And Baby Bay rotates back, finds another pick. These first kills are just coming thick and fast from him.
Yeah, that's the third first kill now for Baby Bay. And it's so important of him to stay hot in this series. EG are a team as well that they really do see tremendous success when Jorgen was able to get those opening kills for them. But if he's shut down, that is a major win condition on top of FaZe winning these pistol rounds that they've already started doing.
There's a drone coming in towards B here, and so there's a possibility that FaZe might expect this. Dicey goes 1 for 1, Reformed able to get the res as well. Oh, that's over on those to deny. Allows Poise to swing. He's able to break through the Sage wall.
Yep, the nade, the timing and all of that. Excellency from FaZe, very ready. So res, they clean up. Both players on either side's just taken out.
Yeah, and what's bonkers about that too is Dicey's playing in a position that you would normally expect, for example, a chamber, because you can rendezvous away. But his positioning, you can sometimes get timing by a player that's very much hugging the walls on their way in. But his wall, the Sage wall that he placed early in the round, stops that from being a possibility. So he's actually playing in a position that helps that he's a Sage, because they have to navigate around his wall, give him information, and he finds that first pick.
It's kind of clever. Especially because they get the information kind of that everybody was playing with the operator on the other side of things. Might make them more likely to walk into it, but here we go. New round begins.
They found where Baby Bay is.
Yep, he's got the dash active as well. looking just for an opening, but he's being pressured off and pushed away. A bit of the utility. I think that might have been just a tag Flyer's drone. Now they come back out though. They're going to use their own drone to try and push forward. Once again, the wall's there, but this time the Odin in play to try and break a piece of it. I'm going to be able to stick that plant.
And that's the mid lurk caught as well. Apoth was trying to make his way through Tube. He gets caught, and now they're going back into a B pivot without a Viper wall there, without a smoke, without anything. Thankfully for EG, though, they've caught a great timing.
Facing quite unaware. In fact, that tag might be doing them a couple of favors. We're trapped off to the side because, yeah, I mean, you can just see from the minimaps, Faze have only just started to rotate back around to try and catch this one. The timing is potentially there, but no. Tour de Force in hand. Boostio now swinging out the other side of yellow. He catches two of the players. Just seeing if they could jiggle it, maybe find an opening. Now, Dicey does have the res available, but to wait for that slow to fade away. Now you need to cover this one because he's swinging back around the side, and they do successfully do just that. But again, another slow was just spawned. 2v3, wading their way through all this utility. The shock dart lineup, it's good. Catches one, catches two. Half on the defuse, already going to be gained. A swing through, it's being covered, and now the pressure is on Com. Half on it, he hears the timing, but what? A tag on that one. Has to swing into it, Dicey holds. Is it enough time? Not quite. Great effort from Faze, but that Red Bull clutch. Magnificent timing for EG with the swings. Great dart from Com as well.
Yeah, that recon dart does so much work. He himself is tagged up and can't really swing. But with his recon, he realizes neither player is on the defuse, and he also gets the perfect info on Baby Bay to be able to pre-aim his position. Lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And takes Dicey off the defuse for just a fraction of a second to allow them to win that. But EG are giving everything here just to stay in it. And it's actually Faze that are coming out with the more innovative stuff. Flyer picking up the Odin to ruin their Sage Walls and deny the plan. And it was a late round pivot from EG. Little flash towards mid. It looks like Poised, is reading the mid to B play here that EG are set up for. And these mid lurks have either been too late or not getting value for EG. But they have been threatening them. So Faze have to respect it's a possibility. Where on earth is that recon
landed in Tube. It just missed him though. It was the top of it just not quite catching. EG have worked their way. Now they have control of the main, and through this angle, Busto! Ooh, a bit of a whiff, but now with that Silver Ult, the Hunter's Fury to try and clear through into yellow. Might be utility fading away. Icy falls. That's also going to be Poised dropped to his knees. No one's going to be able to get him back up. Close in the proximity. Upside is, he's providing info, he knows where they are and whether or not committing onto the side, but only for a couple more seconds.
And that's why EG are tentative here. Just waiting for this Viper wall to go back up. Poise drops. Baby Bay with the timing is perfect to get this back into maybe winnable territory. Flyer again using that Odin to just break the wall. He has a recon dart for this retake too. Is it possible for Faze?
A re-look from Com coming down into orange. The timing could be everything here. Difficult scenario, but yeah, he catches it onto Baby Bay. With him removed, it's going to be incredibly difficult. Still Flyer swings back around. Lovely double swing from EG to deny that.
Great work from EG. The last 2 rounds in a row, they've gone towards the B site, and it's been successful for them. You know, they're managing to get away from Baby Bay's early picks. They're managing to get away from Flyer's Odin so they can get the spike down properly, which is a major win condition for EG. And also that double yellow hold has thus far been fairly unsuccessful for Faze. They got caught out there by a collection of utility, you know, including the Silver Ultimate that was invested from Com, which had massive value. And it looks like that's the way that EG are leaning again. Hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right up top, quick dash as well, so space gained. Baby Bay's holding close. Now the drone. Someone needs to try and break this for him. You have to. He's going to try and catch the time by swinging into it, but doesn't hit the shot. That's the rendezvous to safety now. Drone cleared a little bit of the back of yellow as well.
It looks like Baby Bay was just considering, do I have a timing to try and push aggressively there, but instead decides not to. Boostio, they are constantly threatening lurks through mid, through Tube. Feels like heavy conditioning for the second part of this half, but you know, even if Apoth and Boostio drop off, they're going to be dragging these defenders from Faze over towards the middle of the map. For now, though, you can see on the minimap, Faze's defenses are spread towards A, but kind of far back, sat deep in the site on B. And there aren't many weapons to work with either. Seems like a risky maneuver for Apoth when there's mostly pistols on the other side of things.
Yeah, now the time is running really low as well. There hasn't really been a threat from EG that they could be hitting A here. So Faze have got the read, they've got the bodies already lined up to try and deny this one.
So much
Quick little
damage
break
on
of it. Reformed is just trying to find the right angle for it, but now they're taking it. The swing's down, but that it's going to be the spike denied. It does not get down. Superman swings through. The Sheriff is there. The shot is found, but already Tom just trying to make sure that he can not let this get out of hand right now. Talking about impeccable timing from Dicey to catch it.
Meanwhile, Viper's pit in kitchen for some reason, and Babyface just able to stick the defuse here, as Apoth can't do anything. What a bizarre round from EG.
Yeah, the circumstances there just not quite set up, I think, for them to even pivot into A.
Maybe overcooking it just a little bit with a double mid lurk, one through tube, one through orange.
There's some raw guilty of it.
On an anti-eco.
Raw guilty of it.
Yeah, definitely. I question whether they read the economy situation there, because of course Faze still had 2 rifles in their hands. It was a bit of a strange buy.
Yeah.
And EG take a timeout. Coach, Potter, or maybe Lin, coming in to just calm the troops, see what's going on here. They've looked, at least in their last performance, pretty phenomenal on Icebox, but it's a combination of not quite being able to get their A strats working, and now going B too many times to the point where Faze are reading it, that's allowing Faze to come out with a sizable lead here. You know, the majority of the damage really getting done in the fact that they lost the pistol and then forced second round. Yeah. But these rifle rounds have still had moments where Faze have been punching back.
I think EG are finding it difficult because, you know, they're trying to play those post-plant scenarios on A, but Faze playing to deny it earlier on in this half. It's the Icebox dilemma, you know, you can't exactly be too creative. Psychologists are going to be talking about it for years to come. You know, you can hit A, hit B, maybe throw in a mid lurk, but
I think the most predictable thing, that's getting punished here is the plant locations, or, you know, the Sage Wall and the plant location. Because
see the Odin buy, it was
exactly.
Down.
I really think that there are multiple options for where you can plant on Icebox. You know, you can mix it up a little bit. Plant A site A, plant, top site A, sorry. Plant near Jenny, that kind of thing. But most teams have like a location that they prefer.
This was like a bit of a double mid push from Faze. Drone. Looks like the flash was being held as well, potentially. Poised still has it. So they didn't end up committing it, but the alert comes through.
And there's a Viper's Pit that's been used over on A. That's Superman. The drone has already been utilized from Com, so that's a tool that they don't have if they need to pivot back to A in the mid to late round.
This position is now brutal that Apoph's in, because only the dart was dumped into it. Does Apoth even realize he might be... Yeah, I mean, this is going to get caught. Still, the exec's coming through from EG. Now you see Jorgenmore just trying to scale so deep, all the way into the back of Snowman. That was a deep dart as well. He's not able to get the kill, though. Faze were ready for it. They absorb all the aggression. The adjustment was there from EG in terms of how they wanted to apply the pressure into that B site. It wasn't quite enough. And yeah, there's Apoth eventually catches that one timing, but Faze was so ready for that.
Yeah, they were. Completely dismantled the push. And most of it is because Faze have got a good read on that, right? They only leave Superman defending A with his Viper's Pit. EG have not been going A recently. And then they're stacking 3-4 players towards the B side lean. Yep. So they're able to play a Snowman, play a backside. But also another component of that is that EG don't have a KO in their comp to be able to flash through their own Viper wall and put pressure on that backside. They're throwing a recon, and then Jorgenmore just has to kind of smoke his own feet and wiggle his way around, find a timing. It's very awkward. And it feels like EG are digging deep in the playbook because Faze have countered all of their normal stuff. Faze definitely one step ahead here on their Icebox defense.
That's where it gets difficult. Again, the buy's not great for EG. Angle being held. Now, there was a timing. You can see Baby is so uncertain in terms of where to let his crosshair rest. Wildly going back and forth. Just holding for now. And the contact play from EG, they've worked their way in. And again, that impeccable timing from Dicey. If he gets a hint of it, whatever you want to call it, instinct, puts it down around the minute mark. And against these Sheriff buys, it's so difficult to get through this. I mean, what are you going to do? Wall over it again? Not have it for your post plant to try and get the plant down. Still, Dicey swings, and there is that raw mechanical ability that he's shown time and time again.
One enemy remaining.
just completely dismantling them. I mean, Faze have got all of the answers here. This no duelist composition on Icebox is a really solid one, and Faze are playing it masterfully. They've just got the read on where EG are going every time, and they've got a different tool to stop it at each point. Even had they made it past the stage wall there, you still have to deal with the Viper wall, and of course, massive economic disadvantage too. Faze really putting on a statement in this first half that this is not going to be a coronation ceremony in Group B for EG. A lot of people thinking after EG beat Optic very recently that this could be a bit of a walkover of a match, but that is not the case.
No shot.
Faze really redeeming themselves after going down early in this group. This would be a massive victory for them.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, they would give everyone behind the scenes a headache in terms of VCT, because denying EG that #1 spot in terms of the groups,
three-way tie
potentially creates, yes, potentially. I mean, we have to see how the other matches play out, but it could just be an absolute headache. Certainly could be.
Oh, Jorgemon with an opening pick. That's as far as I can remember, that's his first kill of Icebox, which is crazy because Jorgemon's been playing on such an insane level so far recently.
It's what they need to fly. I can't believe he takes that fight. Gets traded though. Even them still at that player disadvantage. Poise, you've got your utility out in your hand, son. What are you doing there? Com letting that Hunter's Fury rip. Just needs to try and support his team because it is just Boostio. That's that plant down now, but look at Baby just holding us. 4 bullets in the clip for Boostio. Oh, anticipating the player to be coming through. 4 bullets not enough. In fact, Com, he's going to fall as well, eh, Poff? Well, just trying to play those lineups.
Functionally AFK.
Not really helping out the team for Boostio, but he has bought a bit of time for himself. Still, now has to contend against 2 heavy hitters on Faze. So he's going to get tapped with the Viper wall up. You have to spam this one. You have to try and find the mark, and it's not going to be possible.
Oh, and Faze get another one. Another retake that just works so well. I mean, Faze's players, they're peeking with utility in their hands, but Baby comes in clutch, holding a sightline from screens to pick one up with an operator. And then, yeah, a bit of disconnect, honestly. Boostio with a rough moment, not enough bullets in the clip. EG look like they're a bit frazzled here. Handing some easier ones to Faze, who are going to take a timeout to ensure that they perfect this first half with a 9-3 scoreline.
Yeah. Just really let it, sink in. This is reality. 8-3 up. We're not playing Neon.
Yeah, and it's still powered by insane performances from Baby and Dicey, but it's also just a good read of where EG are going at all times. And I think another big theme to be following throughout this match is whether or not Baby and Dicey can have better performances than, on the other side of things, Jorgemon and Boostio, because both of these teams are powered heavily by their 2 big hitters on what is normally going to be the entry in the chamber, although Dicey plays Sage on this map.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's slow going for Jorgemon here. He had an unreal performance against Optic, but thus far he's just been slow to get going. Hasn't even really been involved in many opening duels. He's 1 for 1 in first kills to first deaths, 11 rounds in.
Yeah.
So it only involved in 2 of the opening duels out of the 11 possible.
When it comes to those head-to-heads as well, it is Baby who's getting the better of them. 3-0. Against Jorgemon. Deep push with, again, operator in hand through tube to try and contain it. Though, EG, they break apart a portion of the wall. Now you see the drone also being used to supplement it. Space going to be gained once more.
And this just becomes so readable, I feel, for Faze here.
Flash this.
As long as this yellow hold can be done, okay? The flash there.
A dangerous situation, though. Dicey really doesn't have an escape mechanism to get out of there. Drops both of his slow orbs down just to try and delay this.
But he's kind of bait for the rest of the players to play off. Unfortunately, though, Poise has already used all of his flashes, so he can't actually flash through the Viper wall to try and help if Dicey comes under pressure.
Again, time being removed. EG weighing it out. Shock darts. Now the Viper wall goes up, and that's go button. They want to try and move off of this one. Still the timing trying to be taken. Swings are there. Okay, poised. Trying to salvage this operation a little bit here. Trying to deny them from even trying to get this plant down. Pops off the no command. That's going to be
30 seconds left.
Difficult thing to chew through now with 27 seconds left. A lot relying on Apop with this lurk. It's coming through, but it's being read so well. Fly's just watching Kitchen. Fully aware that this could be a possibility.
Did he catch a piece of it? He did. He's pinged it out. He can see it.
The timing's there as well.
And there's 10 seconds left. They're just flooding back into A here in a 2v4.
Player watching the angle as well. Snake Bites drop down, as well as that, the Hunter's Fury to deny it. Well played by Faze. I mean, the push and pull, complete information and knowledge of how EG were trying to play in that half. They shut it all the way down. They set themselves up magically coming into this first map here. We're going to take a short break as we head into that second half and see just how this first map might be concluded. Back into the action now. Taking down to that second pistol round in this map.
And these are going to be massively important. One could argue it set the entire tone for this half, with Faze picking up the pistol, EG almost arrogantly deciding to force into them in round two, and it just set them down a rough path for the entirety of that. So now is the time for EG to pick things back up, to rely on what's been working for them so well in stage 2 thus far. Or perhaps for Faze to put a nail in a coffin.
Yeah, I think Faze would love to pick up this pistol round. Slowly contacting through, is being re-cleared. There's Jorgamo with a first kill. Okay. Starting to show up a little bit. Boostio's got him covered as well, as Poise was just trying to capitalize off a bit of that chaos. The dash comes there. Apoff taking a bit of damage.
Oof, my ankles.
Just from the fall gap in the wall. Dicey's aware of it.
Deliberate.
Straight through.
Very deliberate, that. Now they've set themselves up into a 3v4. Maybe a potential there as Com goes down.
What a big kill. 3v3.
No flanks. Nothing to worry about. Just a question of whether Faze can hold off the retake.
Superman, right clicks. Ooh, not doing him justice, but the final bullets eventually do it over the ropes. Swinging down. EG delivered a final blow in that one, so pistol round for them.
You might be used to seeing classics jumping around on top of 410. Jorgamo's got a sheriff in his hands doing that. Yeah. I mean, we have seen some absurd openings to these halves. But there you go. That's EG being able to pick that one up. And off the back of Jorgamo being able to find a first kill, I really do believe these Jorgamo first kills are going to be incredibly important. And Boostio followed up immediately afterwards with the second of the half. That is only the fourth first kill that EG have been able to get. They are really losing right now in terms of those opening duels, and it's just setting them up horribly. So turning that around in this half would be massive. And immediately Faze are going to force back into them. A repeat of the first half here.
Yep.
This to me says it's the only way that Faze lose this map. It's to lose a round like this and give all the momentum to EG. Yep. It is high risk, high reward.
Complete turnaround, a mirror of the first half, except for Both teams swapping around, holding around 410 there, just trying to deny this one. Com as well gets a bit of info. Still, the players are rushing into this one. You got to know now that the weaponry not quite on your side. People does a ton of damage with that one. He even collects the kill. Still not in play. Still trying to hold it. The swings are true. Jorgamo finding it. Okay.
Not bad. And yeah, they clean them up. EG are not a team that like to play for retakes. You might be familiar so far with this map, seeing FaZe play retake on A so often. EG are going to get in there, going to scrap, going to fight you as you try and put the plant down. And that's another demonstration. And Bren, I really feel like they've opened the door to EG's comeback here. That seems like an overly risky decision for FaZe to force when they're 9-4 up. You know,
it's very FaZe though.
It is very FaZe, and
very FaZe.
They live by the sword, die by the sword sometimes. So
yeah.
We'll see if they've got what it takes to be able to close this one out and fend off EG if they try and start some kind of comeback.
Yeah, my man was staring at the constellations for an answer there. He found it. Knife onto yellow.
Dicey's Marshall could be devastating here, but Boostio normally excellent when it comes to finding these little off angles, the cheeky positions to play on Chamber.
A lot of players did die on EG. They actually bought into this one with confidence to try and win it. That's such a way. Reform Dancer's back though, and the follow-up is there. But I did connect that kill onto Formed. Luckily the swing in play. Now just a 3v3. Bay has been working his magic. The lurk now into the site. Something that we didn't see much from EG on their attack side.
No, they went for mid lurks, but constantly shut down. Only a couple of times did they find success. This is a very different look, and I really feel like could have been useful for EG. Look at all of the space and information that FaZe have got out of this bold, confident push from Baby Bay.
They've gained so much now, and they have to be aware that this is...
When the plant goes down here, Superman's going to have his Viper's Pit available. Okay, the Sheriff, not the best weapon to have for it, but still worth investing. This would be an incredible thrifty to get them straight back into the half.
Maybe with the angle, he knows exactly where he is. There's the Headhunter in action. From falling. You're not going to have any of the utility to try and clear through into this Viper's Pit. What a critical kill. The one with the knives popped. He's going to have to go huge here with not much to work with. Quick little dash and updraft through, looking for information. The right click will connect, but all the players tumble down and FaZe, they turn it.
Okay, this map is just absurd. Both teams forcing up in their second rounds. FaZe replying with a thrifty straight afterwards. Jorgamo with an insane shot, but instantly traded. But let's talk Flyer for a moment. These two opening Sheriff shots are just nasty. That defensive setup is supposed to be that you open with Reform taking contact and Boostio swings off the back of it. You're kind of both holding an angle. The idea is that you can't really break apart the crossfire.
Yeah.
And Flyer finds it just pixel perfect.
A bonus that EG was supposed to be on. Not quite a bonus. They did buy up into the previous round, so they're left with the pistols once more.
But they need a thrifty of their own to get back into things here. Jorgamo with a hero rifle. Otherwise, this map is all but sealed up for FaZe. They gave him a sniff of an opening by losing the force buy in round 14, but that door was quickly shut. And Jorgamo's kind of away from the play here. He is where the spike is, though, actually, so maybe the rest of FaZe is going to eventually fall into Jorgamo's hands.
And FaZe is trying to go for a bit of a sneak, bit of a fake play. The wall up.
Creating presence.
Yeah. I mean, that dart is going to be landing to... Okay.
Okay, back yellow, actually. It's broken very quickly. Is there a point in the round at which EG figure out that this is not going to be a piece
It's got to be now.
Okay.
Especially with the dart committed. Yeah.
40 seconds.
And there's not too much pace injected behind this one from FaZe moving through. They have to be cautious, but what a swing. That's disgusting. That's going to get you reported. Still, he wants a little bit more, just trying to take bites out of them. Poise is the one to shut it down. Wall drops here. Com can't really break through, can't shoot through. He's only got the frenzy in hand. The gun's good for a lot. Not quite that, though. Eventually, they find it through. Ability applied to a lot of them. Still, Poise is coming up massive in this round, making sure that there's no possibility of these eco kills. The Sheriff's being found. Formed. What? An angle. Aware. Being pushed. in one particular section. You can hear a lot of these footsteps now and wondering exactly where do I go.
And there is no good option. There is no good option. Faze 2 rounds away from being able to tie up, to secure this map. And it's EG's map pick. It's one where I think EG, everybody would have said they're favored. And listen, Brent, if you think about the map pool overall, EG haven't even played Breezenhaven in groups yet. So who knows what their Breezenhaven looks like?
Yeah, it's been a while. A bit of a gap in terms of the knowledge of what we know from EG.
Absolutely. So even though, you know, EG might be favored on some of the maps coming up, the fact that FaZe are currently dismantling them here after they looked so good recently speaks very much to the possibility of FaZe just running away with this series.
And this is the round if EG were to prevent it. The guns are in their hands. They'll win this one out cleanly. Full command online now. That's going to be preventing them from using too much. You can see Con was so far away there. Shock dart into the spam. Actually does drop poised to his knees. Plant's still going to be trying to get off. Going to counter spam in play. Now the Hunter's Fury. Oh boy, you're in trouble there. Still sidesteps away to try and dodge it out, but he chose the wrong angle. EG, can they follow up with any more kills? The answer is yes. Tom actually let rip something from earlier there. Catches the one. Back into the action as well with that res and the swings. EG finding the shots. It matters not. It looked like FaZe was set up really well.
Yep.
Hang on.
FaZe with a fantastic game plan there, I think, actually. The idea of the KO ult in this kind of meta is just that you can get the plant down very easily with it, because you deny all of the opposing utility coming from the defending team. And once they found the position of Com, they used Flyer's ult to try and put pressure on him and took him out. I think everything there worked, except for the fact that Jorgamo is really starting to get online. And he swings out with his dash up, picks off a player, and starts to put pressure on FaZe when they're playing their post plants. That allows for the res to come in, and suddenly things start snowballing in favor of EG. Their players look like they're waking up, but it looks like it should be too little too late. It's still a major uphill battle for EG. How deep can they dig?
That's the question, isn't it? They don't have a lot of rounds as buffer.
And you feel like with FaZe's quality of player, occasionally just a round from Dicey or BabyBay looks like it should be able to seal the deal. BabyBay currently only with a Spectre, but he's one away from the Tour de Force. And nobody playing over towards A. We've seen this story a couple of times before in this map. Just a single Viper's Pit defending the A site as the rest of the defenders group on B. But it's going to be a heavy mid push here.
Yeah, pivoting back around, maybe trying to drag the rotations with this doubled up position. Oh, the trademark's there. No way. The timing to jiggle. They didn't get the shot. He knows he's there. Okay, Com has to back away. He plays it safe. Spam into the tube.
Do they expect the sheer quantity of players, though, coming through mid? It's a mid to A piece.
Start into the back, tags it up. Jorgamo, dash going to be used now to Hunter's Fury. That's going to be ripping straight across. Actually doesn't know. He's just trying to take a guess at where the players could be deep onto the site. It clears the back of it, but now the swings are there. EG just cleaned them up. The longer sight lines, but still. Poised with two, traded eventually. Now the 1v1. Last player in mid, and Apoth fully aware the knowledge was available. Honestly, even though the Hunter's Fury didn't actually tag up onto any players, it gave Apoth the confidence to know that nobody had really lurked into the back of the site.
Yeah, it gave them decent information and stopped FaZe from getting into A. It's always so awkward going for those mid to A pieces, but I think FaZe played it as well as they could. They grouped up, they traded for each other, they double swung the players at top kitchen, but look how much of a mess this fight is. You've got 3 players facing for both teams, just taking a fight, and it's whoever hits the shots, if you're trading players out effectively,
yeah,
that kind of thing. So now FaZe, economy broken. BabyBay has an operator, though, in the form of the Tour de Force. And these are the rounds that I think are going to get dangerous for EG, because even though they have this massive economical advantage, BabyBay's a player that is willing to do some crazy stuff on rounds like this.
Popped up. Oh my goodness, the reposition from Apoth.
Unfortunately, he's spamming bullets with his Tour de Force, and he doesn't have many of them available. So that's going to take a bit of the sting out of BabyBay in the late round.
Yeah,
there we
with
go.
That vulnerability, drop down, still FaZe. They're not going to be letting it go for a miss. Rez is there. No one's really going to be covering the back of that one here. Com, still alive, 20 health, but the swing finally with the Spectre. Superman, he collects it. The Viper's Pit's still up. Listen, the numbers advantage is there for EG, but it could quickly turn disastrous.
How do they get the plant down here? As soon as the plant gets tapped, EG are in a position to swarm on them.
Yeah.
You heard Potter talk about it. The swarm factor. Dying for each other, swinging for each other. That recon dart, though, got scary for just a moment. But Superman has just got so low through all the combined spam that was happening. And it puts an almost unwinnable situation on Flyer's shoulders. So he has hit some nasty stuff today.
He'd have to do something incredible here. He's got no utility to work with. Just the weaponry, just the gun, and it's a difficult one. Boostio shuts it down easily.
And FaZe are allowing a little bit of a comeback here. Maybe I should say that EG are kind of taking it. Jorgamo's really turned himself around. Can't exactly remember what the KD was like at the end of the first half, but I think we were looking at something like 4-10, something like that. It really wasn't going well for Jorgamo, and now he's sat at the top of the scoreboard. He's been ripping on defense.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily all come in the form of first kills, though he has improved there as well. He's just finding opportunities to create the chaos and thrive in the chaos as well. Getting good value out of the new jet dash.
I think that's such an important factor coming into this map that we kept highlighting it. And now, another round where FaZe, they can tell, you know, you can all feel it, the importance of it, honestly, because the economy. FaZe get up to a good buy here, taking this time out to discuss what they want to do because they can feel it slipping away. EG, not a team you want to let get online, not in stage 2.
Absolutely not. I mean, EG have gone from a team that I don't think anyone was giving respect to, 0-5 in the group stage, make a couple of roster moves, and now, if they manage to win the match today, they are really favorites for Copenhagen because they'd be so close.
How crazy is that to say?
And that is absurd. That is an unreal story. Having said that, first seed relies on getting past FaZe, and clearly they are no pushovers. This FaZe squad has got serious talent, and they've come in prepped to this match. What is the adjustment after the halftime? They were pinging out a couple of positions on A. It makes me think they might want to put a bit of B pressure on and maybe have a couple of players, maybe Baby Bay and Dicey, just silently contacting into the A site. It worked for Baby Bay in one of their eco rounds.
Yeah.
That might be what they're pulling for.
These fakes, though, haven't been entirely successful. And it seems like they're leaning that way again. I mean, we've got Flyer essentially droning from so far back, by the way. I mean, the nerf drone, he's not going to be able to clear too much.
But that's not the point. The drone, the knife, it's all set up to apply the B pressure.
Yeah,
and
to
drag players over to B and create space. But I think they've read this. Look at the confidence of Boostio swinging out there, sees one player, and now EG have got a bit of a read. They're not heavily stacked towards B. There are still players ready to collect this push on A. And the recon dart spots Baby Bay as well.
That's just amazing mid-round information now. Not even in the mid-round, going down to the final 30 seconds of this one. With Dicey falling, it's not looking good, fam! Abel just swinging down, and he's got the backup once more of his teammates. That is a flawless. Yeah. The economy keeps building, the guns there. I mean, this...
And what a read. What a read. That round just showing you the value of information when the time gets limited. 50 seconds, 30 seconds, that kind of time period. If you can get the info like Boostio did there, to just disrespect a bit of utility and ask, is there really anybody behind this drone? Is there anyone behind this knife?
FaZe has been doing it a lot.
Yeah.
It's being read.
And that's what's happening here. FaZe on another low economy situation. Are they really not going to be able to convert this map?
Be brutal, wouldn't it?
Com playing for his orb there, still one away from the Soveralt. But FaZe have not been playing A early. Maybe just reading into that, disrespecting it a little bit. Apoth playing the same position. This got red last time. He's in major danger.
These are the dangerous rounds, man. And it's just Sheriffs and SMGs. Whatever you can get on board. Plant now going to be in play here. Superman even committing that ultimate just to make sure that they can't deny it with any sort of utility. A bit of a player advantage. Don't actually have that rifle. Whatever else was available. Finally, Dicey picks it up. What can they do to prevent this one? Pushing forward. Poise taking risks. He catches it. The timing's there. They want to fight this tooth and nail still. Boostio taking that nest position. Wants to hold on the high ground, and he's found once more the head. Snakebite dropped into the back of it. Flanked now from Flyer. Oh my goodness, the other shots. Oh my word, the shot just ripping off. And Josh, I could feel it, man. The thrifty rounds
They're always
the ones. They're always the ones that get you.
And Boostio again for the second time this map in a position on the A site up on top of 410 where he runs out of bullets.
Yeah.
And he just can't make it happen even though he's got the jump on a player. Brutal situation for EG there. And what a round to find for Faze. That's 4 rounds in a row for EG unanswered until Faze are able to just swarm the A site. I mean, there was nothing too complex to that round. They just knew where Apoth was likely to be playing because he's been playing on pipes frequently.
Pop the null command, can't hide behind his orb.
Yep, and they just swarm him.
And they just,
They get that pick, 5v4 post plant, which is again something that Faze are really going to value against EG, who will fight you for every plant. In that situation, it was actually fairly trivial for them to get the spike down and play a post plant where those close range weapons are really quite viable on A. So now the pressure is really on EG.
Yeah.
A reminder, this is their map selection, and they haven't played Breeze or Haven in groups. We don't know what they look like on these two maps.
5 weeks.
Technically, they're 5-0 on Breeze with their new roster, but it's against girl kissers and, you know, Pug Stars and other teams that you really can't draw too much data from. So we have no idea what EG are going to look like on these next two maps, really.
Here.
No more buffers now in the rounds for them.
Jorgamo with an operator, walking down mid off the back of his drone. Do they read it?
Deep push. Trying to watch this one. Hunter's Fury also being committed as well. Okay. Catching the players. Presumably aware of them trying to play around that one.
Just an insane tag from Com onto Baby Bay. The fact that he's able to put pressure there opens up Jorgamo to be able to isolate only a single angle. Otherwise, he'd have to be worried and couldn't really swing aggressively onto Poised. Jorgamo picks up another, and now it's a 4v2. Looking good. There'd have to be some major heroics from Superman and Flyer. They don't have really any information. People could be pushed up on B, on A.
Yeah. Now it is I mean, listen, there's 2 players you want to be clutching and trying to get the plan down on B. It is your Viper and your Sova.
Sure. Still got the recon available and the wall.
So it is there for them. I think just contacting in, looking for the play, but contacting is where it gets really dangerous.
Flyer's just got something about that angle. Yeah. Something about that position, punishing yellow. Okay, the recon dart wasn't exactly supposed to do that, I don't think.
They're bounding this way, that way, pushing forwards now, have to try and get past this Sage wall, but the angle's still being watched. Flyer taps it, tries to bait the swing. Oh my word, a bit of overexposure there for them. Again, another tap.
Unfortunately, he's getting flanked from the other side, and I just don't think he's going to be able to read this. Great attempt from Flyer. Since being re-added to this roster, this Faze squad, we've seen some amazing moments from him. Yeah. I think back to him playing Breach on Fracture a couple of times, which isn't going to be in this series, but gave us some major highlight moments. He's had some fantastic performances. Currently 20 and 14, but listen, it might still be too little. Because EG's opening situation there in that round, off the back of Com and Jorgamo, setting up a play with the drone empowering Jorgamo to get value out of his op, they've now got 2 on board. It's a double op defense as we head into the final 2 rounds of regulation, potentially.
Jorgamo dropping off. Just the container. Moving away again from Faze. The thing that worked out for them when their money was low was this contact in and heavy execute to try and push forwards. They don't have the no command this time to try and get rid of all this utility. In fact, look at this trademark just on the pipes, holding it. Boostio's got the angle and he gets out. The trademark down now. They still want to try and work their way forwards, but not enough to deny them. The fragment nade up top, still Dicey swinging on top of his own wall. He's pushing, taking things into his own hands, right into the back of the site. Are they aware of this one? Yes, a quick jiggle. Jorgamo, I mean, just updrafting the backside of Icebox. 4 players left standing now. They get that one more round on the board, Josh. One step closer to try and bringing it to even. No buffers available, man.
Oh, it's just insane, the comeback that EG have been able to put up. Both of these teams looking lights out on the defense side, reading where the attacking team is going to be at all times, finding those opening picks much more often.
And I love the adjustment from EG. They recognized that the money situation was a little bit odd last time. FaZe Clan just contacted in, and then heavy exec. time playing Boostio at the angle instead of Apoff, you know? It's little things like that so he can get out that situation, catch the contact.
I think for FaZe, okay, they're grouped up. Spike leaning towards mid at this point. They might be suspecting that there's another... Oh, there is going to be another double operator situation online because Boostio has his tour de force. So once more, just the economy is in such an insanely good position for EG.
Pushing through, trying to make a bit of a mid-play in action, but they end up losing poised.
And that's a slow orb at the bottom of Tube, which is where FaZe were trying to go.
My God.
Everyone's snarled up.
What a shot, and they still want to take this one. Crouched off to the side, holding the angle. And what a flick, man! The quick scope. They're going to have to use that over the Hunter's Fury. Push through. Flyer's the last one left standing. And I mean, listen. Just an inkling, but might be going to OT here.
I think that's the most likely outcome, yeah. Flyer's been great, but I don't think he can solve this one. EG have certainly woken up on this map. And EG respond with a Prime Game in Flawless the same way that this map began, except the opposite way around. And what a surprise. It feels like EG have just been full of them this year. Starting 0-5 in Stage 1, coming back to be serious Masters contenders, actually, in Stage 2. This team has just been surprise upon surprise. And they're delivering it in a map sense here as well. It feels like the game plan has been excellent for them on their defense half. And I was actually surprised that it didn't look better for them on the attack. We'll see if they've got some stuff cooked up for OT where the FaZe can dig deep. The momentum, it does feel like in EG's favor, but that's... Honestly, it's just been a matter of which half came first.
Yeah. Now heading into this first section of overtime. Baby ends up going for the operator. Pushing through. Quick dash there. You can see Jorgmo wants to just pick up the main control once more. And it's a similar play to what EG were doing. They're trying to go for the mid pressure at the same time. Boostio just trying to push through, but it's being watched. The angle.
Toxins going up.
Is there. Apoff now. Those are trademarks there. Has to really choose his timing well in terms of when he wants to break this and coordinate with the rest of his team. Still pushing forwards. Through it! Jorgmo, what a spray transfer. Head's being found, but luckily Poise is there to try and catch it. Safe hands in the end. Apoff, okay, he tried to play the patience, the discipline. Doesn't get punished for it. Now to 2v2.
Apoff's been doing this so much. They're going to try and clear him out of this position. He's got to be worried, but Dicey's going to find the timing on him here. And now everything on Reformed. And he just...
So deep. Drops back down. Knows what one of them is. Has the slow, but doesn't dare pull out the utility because he knows he needs the gun in hand. And Flyer... I mean, what stats, what numbers is this guy putting up? He's been incredible in these defining moments.
He has, and he's also, even in that 2v2 situation, putting the distraction on to buy time for Dicey so that Apoff was fully focused forwards and Dicey could just slip through the back.
Yeah.
But honestly, as well, Poise being able to find the opening pick, and I feel like so much of this map has come down to those first kills. EG were 5 for 5 on getting the first kills and converting them recently, as we got towards the end there when they were making their comeback, and FaZe respond instantly with a first pick of their own, winning the defense side. This has been an extraordinarily defense-sided icebox.
Yeah.
If it continues, we're going to be going for a long time.
I don't have much lighting left, Josh. The sun's setting. I've got my windows open. I haven't set up my key lights properly. They come back to us on camera. We're going to be in the darkness. I mean...
So the question really is, for these teams that come onto the attack half, what can you change to make a difference? And I think one of the things we haven't really seen is an all-out A piece coming from FaZe when they have rifles up.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something they could potentially throw in here. They've tried mid to A. They've tried... a bit of mid-pressure. You can see the pings out here on the A site indicate that they're going to be going for a heavy A.
It was the most successful attempt that they've had. But honestly, a lot of it is, I think, quite contingent on Poise being able to just deactivate some of the utility or any players that might be holding close. The chokehold setup that, you know, Apoff or Boostio when he was playing there was the adaptation that EG made to try and shut that kind of attempt down. And the way that FaZe are currently leaning, all of these bodies over in this direction. Knife going to be close. Let's push him away.
It catches Jorgmo. Drone going to be used from a little further back, just giving that Jet a bit of respect, and now they catch the position. Apoff not behind his orb this time, but in fact slightly underneath it. Gets caught by the recon.
Yeah. shown. The positioning is there. They know that he's close, and still he chooses to ego it. He's taking the position, the flash over the top, over from Pipes. The trade, luckily for them, available. Ready with a swing, but now it is just a 1-for-1, and the players can be anywhere right now. In fact, look at that, just taking the jewels, so consistent, spraying them down, and it's left down to the 1v1. Form, last one standing versus Baby Bay. No armor, just the operator.
They know the spike's been taken. He knows Baby Bay's around here somewhere, and he sees the operator barrel.
Sees the barrel of it. 45 seconds. Baby Bay could do anything, but he chooses to press forward. 13-13.
We
Another
go
round
again.
of OT.
We go again. It looked so good from Faze. And was that calm with the double spray down as they tried to push around Maze?
What a spray transfer.
A play. I mean, this one wins the round for EG because Dicey had done an excellent job picking up Jorgo and Boostio as they were getting around the corner. And there's a third player to have to deal with. What a play. And the 1v1 clutch, very intelligent from Reform too. But a player that's kind of going missing here is Baby Bay, who was left in that 1v1 clutch. He's picking up the operator here on defense. He also played it in their attack half. And he hasn't really been keeping up with the way that Jorgamo and Boostio have really gotten better and better as the map's been going on.
Yeah.
Perhaps that might be a difference maker.
The way this series progresses again, I mean, EG going for the same thing. This time, though, complete disrespect being played into Kitchen to Dark to push through. They need to get these picks, though. They're all getting tagged up once more. Kitchen still being held down, running around. Apoc, you can feel it. It's getting so hectic for them. Losing so many players in the process. The plant will go down, but only 2 players left standing now for EG. Player holding the back of it. Jorgamo just collect the one. Maybe finding a second one. Dashes away to safety, and now looking slightly more winnable.
Do they read Dicey on the flank? Dicey really in the power position there.
Player standing.
Dicey, though, he's collecting it.
Yeah.
And Josh, the way this is going in OT, man, whatever team can get that attack round first.
They're going to win. They really are. And you can see teams trying just some crazy stuff. Off the back of how much EG have been exploring Tube, they know exactly what the phase defense around there looks like. And the idea there is that you're going to completely disrespect the trademark and try and find the timing so that you are already on top of them before someone reacts to it being broken.
In orange as well.
Yeah.
Trying to swing and collect the players.
Unfortunately, it just didn't work, and as the players swung out there, like Apoth, they just had no idea where they should be aiming their crosshair. The crosshair placement was just all over the place because you have no information on where the players are actually holding. So here we go, Faze, match point again.
Okay.
And EG are going to take a timeout. Here's a little breather.
And take a look at this. I mean, Baby Bay at the bottom of the scoreboard for his team. Not something you're likely to see.
And he wasn't in the first half.
No.
So it's really been those attack rounds where he's been struggling to get major impact. And I think part of that might be how much he's picking up the operator. He had an operator in his hands in their previous OT attack round.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what his buy is here.
I mean, you're not really getting enabled as much as well when you're playing the chamber. You're a little bit more stationary. You have to plan ahead when it comes to your utility. It's not like when you're playing a bit more of a mobile role. Recently, he's been playing a Neon, where you really can just pick and choose your timings.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, the way that they play this comp, it's a lot of Dicey at the front, actually, with Flyer poised throwing utility for Dicey to be able to get in, maybe find an entry, or at least get the spike plant down. And Baby Bay kind of holds from the back, which is a different way to some teams and their approach on it. But that's the approach that FaZe have been going with, and listen, honestly, it hasn't been working out for either of these teams on the attack half, but what are they going for? So Boostio's got an op on defense, and yep, Baby Bay once again picks up the op on their attack rounds. What this means is that their fast pieces are going to have a little less tradability behind them.
Big up peek as well. Boostio holding that one angle, but now the knife goes off. He has to TP away. Can't disrespect that, otherwise you're going to get caught at the back of yellow.
And there's a tag as well, so they know where Boostio's holding. They also know that he doesn't have a rendezvous.
Sam Baby Bay finds it. There's the angle, the knowledge being gained for them. All the way back in Snowman. Finding it once more. Jorgamo has to go huge. With that mid lurk caught, Superman not going to be able to catch any cheeky timings.
Yeah, these mid pieces have just been unsuccessful for both teams so far. Wall up, going for the plant.
Have to hold it.
EG not in a position really to deny, so this is going to be a 4v4 retake.
I mean, so much on the line. Knife's edge in terms of which way it could go. If Baby Bay finds a pick off here from a player just trying to work their way back around, there's a smoke, intelligent. Means that they can reposition and get into this one now with the darts. Still overstepping themselves. Baby collects it. All of it flowing their way. And it was all just down to Reformed. Not enough for them. FaZe Clan going to be taking it. Eventually giving way and getting that attack round they needed in that OT scenario. What was that, 15-13?
Yeah, a crazy game, but also Baby really turning up. 3 kills there after his team had got him in position at yellow. There's a jet smoke in his face, it's a recon dart, but he's just egoing both of them, disrespecting the utility to find that opening pick and getting more and more, or rather the second pick of the round, and getting more and more. So really nice moment for him that he comes alive at the end of the map. And like I said, Brent, I think that's going to be a big map for FaZe to take, because we have no idea what to expect from EG on Haven or Breeze.
That's what I mean. It's a bit of a gap in terms of the knowledge. They haven't played it in weeks. In weeks, they've been good at it in the past, but who knows, the way this map pool might be shaken out, it could be quite FaZe favored. We don't actually know. We're going to go to a short break. On the other side of things, our analysts are going to break down map number 1 and also set us up for, you know, what we might expect in map number 2 coming up. We'll see you in just a few.
Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. GPS, I got goals, I know where to go, so I'll never crash. We'll be
another dangerous position. And now for 3 kills for Jorgable. Utility there is the cause of flashlight comes out. Oh, and they've gotten 3.
A close first map, but it does in the end go the way of FaZe. EG put everything they had into that comeback. Just wasn't enough. Welcome back to the desk here for VCT NA as we get ready to break down what we just watched and also prep for map 2. It was a strong game coming out from FaZe. They looked incredible. But then EG started to pick up steam, started to get closer and closer. It was looking like overtime was a possibility, and indeed that's what ends up happening. And as we take a look at the replays, what was it that was going right for EG in the second half that was going horrendously wrong for them in the first half?
Honestly, I think their comp was just maybe a little bit easier to execute on the defending side, right? They're able to go for like a lot of early contact plays with both the Jet and the Chamber. And that's not to say that their comp can't attack, but the way that EG was playing was very uncharacteristic for them on the attacking side. I think there were a lot of moments where they were sort of over pushing, overheating, playing almost in a more FaZe-like style, where they were trying to hunt down kills before FaZe could group up 5 players and try to retake a site. And it seemed like that was actually the game plan of EG coming in, which is surprising because usually this team is far more reserved in that element and always putting themselves in positions where they can play off one another.
I also think, though, that the thing that Sideshow was pointing out on the cast was actually the unconventional use by Faya of the Odin on the defensive side. And that bringing down the wall early, making a lot of space for FaZe to start their retakes and put pressure on EG to make a play, I think costed them a lot of times as well. EG consistently was making forced errors on their own part where they're just kind of jumping in and like Com specifically trying to find a pick, trying to get more space because the wall was breaking so fast. And it took them a long time to adapt, and Fly eventually drops that idea entirely, but still managed to get FaZe the win with the lead that they had.
Yeah, FaZe getting like the one attacking round in OT all of a sudden opens up things to go their way. But I think like overall, sort of looking at Evil Geniuses, I was actually a little surprised to see this being the approach they took in terms of like the draft of the composition coming in. I was thinking EG would actually benefit a lot from maybe picking up some of the stuff from over in EMEA, like playing the Killjoy, playing that G2 comp that actually doesn't incorporate a duelist like the Jet into the equation at all. I think that teams in NA don't really show multi-man flanks almost ever on this map, so you can play heavy post-plant utility, and especially against FaZe, who, just like you're saying, like Saijo talked about a bunch on the cast, like FaZe like to get an early pick and then fall back, play 5-man on the post-plant. You can have so much good post-plant utility that I think that may have been a stronger read for them coming into this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, just adding the Killjoy in general has been really successful recently for teams in NA too. I would love to see that clash, but I do think as well, I expected for FaZe, this comp that they played, putting Baby Bay on the Chamber, would kind of shackle him a little bit, right? He's been playing so many aggressive agents in the past couple of weeks that I saw him pick the chamber, I saw Dicey pick the sage. I'm like, what's going on here? I don't think that this is the right idea, but he still was managing to get those aggressive looks, just not as bombastic, and it worked really, really well for FaZe. The game plan for them on Icebox, just pristine.
As we take a look at the maps, just to see where we're going to be heading next, it was Icebox that goes the way of FaZe, and that was EG's map pick. They were the ones that felt comfortable coming into Icebox. Breeze is kind of a wild card here for FaZe, and that we haven't seen FaZe play Breeze during the group stage. And the stat you didn't see from the last map that is promising for this team, we praised Baby Bay coming into the series. The differential between the top player and the bottom player for FaZe was 5, meaning it was the top fragger had 23 and the bottom fragger had 18. Who was actually Baby Bay, by the way. But just the fact that there was like that level of a gap between the top player and the bottom player shows that everyone from FaZe was kind of hitting their stride and working together as a team. Again, we don't know what to expect from Breeze, but that's promising coming from FaZe as we move into the second map here, Ender.
Yeah, I would say that the last 2 maps here are the 2 most chaotic maps in Valorant, I feel, and I think that's definitely going to benefit FaZe a lot going into this next map of Breeze. I also like going back in the memory banks too. I think FaZe was actually the first team that I saw doing some of the more like creative jet boosts on Breeze, like right around the time that the map came out, where like in mid you can boost up on top of elbow and like C down into like the normal plant spot on A site. That was something they were rocking. So like this has historically been a map where I think they brought out some cool stuff, and I think it's one where it allows jet players to just have so much fun. You can take the gamble pushes on defense, clear out space, and have a world. But we've seen so many top teams get absolutely sliced apart by just one good jet player on this map.
Yeah, that's like around the time LCQ is the strats you're talking about FaZe bringing out. It's interesting because last time these guys played, it was pre, the jet nerfs and the changes that came through. So it's going to be curious. I don't think many teams have actually really changed their approach to Breeze if they're playing it at all. So we'll see. I mean, maybe this is the time where both teams are going to innovate a little bit on this one. I was expecting maybe, but after watching Icebox, I wasn't. This is super. This series just got super interesting. I mean, at the beginning of this, I think a lot of people were expecting EG to kind of cruise through, get the first seed, but now we're really in a situation where that 3-way tie that is guaranteed if FaZe win for second through fourth. It actually could happen right now, and it could be in a way that FaZe is super advantageous going through with it. So this is massive right now.
There's the picks coming in.
Oh,
the first one to be locked in
Yep.
is the Neon pick for Baby Bay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before, like what I expect on Breeze, because that's the one that they're picking. I expected them to, bring it out because there isn't really anything to pick on this map that's the same style as they play on Haven, as they play on Fracture. So to see them with the wall, with the KO as well being in here, this is definitely going to be in that same vein as Fracture or Haven, and he's farming on that agent right now. So very interesting.
Absolutely. I think like there's a few things interesting you can do with the Neon. Obviously, like really heating up the tempo when it comes to flanking. You have a wall too, so all you have to do is be able to wall off the one chamber trip and you're going to be okay. But on top of that too, on a map where often you're seeing like KO, Viper walls, all this stuff, you can very quickly capitalize off of that flash utility. It's not the distance of a jet dash, it's even more if you can sprint up to that wall, slide on through at the same time you got a flash.
Well, our casters are standing by as we get ready to jump into the action. We've got Sideshow and Brandon standing by. Take it away.
Thank you, gents. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Map number 2, FaZe versus EG. Circumstances we weren't quite expecting, I think, heading into Breeze. And now it is a bit of that unknown quantity, except we know a little bit more. It's been pieced together. The Neon pick coming out from Baby Bay, leaning into those strengths once more. I mean, listen, people have been playing it here and there. There's definitely some strengths that you can tie into this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely they have. I mean, Ascend pulled out a Neon recently, albeit with a very different comp. I've been told the LATAM teams are doing it a lot in scrims as well, so it's valuable. There are definitely places where the walls from Neon can have massive value. This map is all about long sight lines, and that wall just goes on and on. They got a little set piece going here. The pistol rounds, massively important in this game. And already, they're squeezing them. Flashed up, and I don't know what was going on there, as both of the duelist players were just kind of crossing each other's paths.
Yeah, they're just trying to basically work their way up one side of mid and into elbow to try and squeeze any sort of attempt of mid control from EG.
And they did it. Apot's managed to push down here, though, and he's going to be able to get a backstab onto Flyer. I mean, the timing is just perfect, but they know he's here now. Can they deal with Apoth, or is he going to cause even more trouble?
This is trouble, and you have to take care of him. Off to the side. That's a bit of a ghost moment. He will fall. Still, Busio wins out his one, takes him out. The player's removed. Now Poise just left alone. It's a 1v2. Unaware, really, of where the second player could be. And what a perfect flash from Reformed.
Gorgeous flash. 3 kills up on the round as well. And even though that opening engagement did not favor EG, they managed to escape and turn it around with Apoth. Yeah. Really nice idea of how you can be dynamic in multiple parts of the map on a pistol, because teams are not going to be holding a default with all of their utility. Oh, no, Faze. We're not going to force, are we? Oh, my word. Here it comes again. They're deciding.
Superman was... No, I mean, I think they're committing to it.
It looks like it.
Apart from...
Is Baby Bay not going to buy here? Why would you not have your entry player...
There we go.
Okay, no, there we go.
Just
Okay, grabs a stinger towards the end. All right, here we go. A little mid to A. This is where the wall can come in really handy for Baby Bay.
Knife flash, everything being used, but the counter utility, and the fragment. Look at that.
Great
them off with the double
from
doors. Even a snake bite as well. Just layers of it. Shock dart. I don't know how that didn't do more damage, but they are being chunked down regardless of it. All the players quite weak from Faze now, and his Faze could be disastrous. Still Baby Bay. He's worked his way in. The stinger in hand. We're getting the one still up top. Oh, okay. Swinging it through. Calm it down a little bit now. 2 players left standing for Faze. One of them quite low, poised. Can't really do too much damage with a Spectre in hand from this kind of range, and it's up to Fly to take some risks. Moving his way through. He knows he's there. The double swing lining up for but a moment.
That would have been absurd. Had he hit a Sheriff collateral to finish the round, it would have truly been the cherry on top of the cake. Faze try another one there. Another bite of the apple, seeing if they can grab a force buy round. But these have not been working.
No.
They just simply haven't been working.
And the trend of that first map, Josh, has been that it just snowballs out of control.
Yep.
Team that ends up forcing
each time round. It just puts them at a position, and it's not necessarily that your own economy is terrible there, but when you win, you don't get the same economic impact on your opponent's economy that you're somewhat expecting, you know? So EG are just going to build up a bit of a Fort Knox, a bank vault here that might eventually be unassailable. Jorgamo Boostio already with Vandals in hand, and that is a dangerous concept. Love this angle for Jorgamo. Would have been better, obviously, pre-jet nerf, but still a very useful one to be able to grab a pick and still activate that dash before the second player can swing. So unexpected.
With the door open, I mean, Fly's worked his way up onto a particular angle. Okay, Neon Wall.
Neon Wall there just to try and deny a bit of information, so Boostio might think they've crossed up the nest.
Yeah, it's to fake that lurk into mid, but...
This is such a bold play for Apoth to do on an anti-eco.
I'm just not scared of it, is he? Not scared of it. Still working his way in, but it's being slightly covered. The shot missed. Will be a play. He made the double swing. Weapon's not good. Still poised. He will collect the kill. Maybe moving forwards. Com's able to just return it. Still, now the Viper's Pit in play for them. Ooh, the tag.
Look at Superman's position. I mean, he is so close with this Spectre.
Right above him.
Oh, he's going to land on his head.
He's behind him, and he doesn't even know it. Superman whips around, collects a kill. Come with a bit of spam, just praying for one connection. This Viper's Pit in round 3.
And Bren, it's going to be the same thing again. Faze, they lose the force buy, but they're able to win the Thrifty straight afterwards. I mean, this map is just...
Did it come down to the Viper's Pit as well last time?
Something seems to tell me that it did. My memory failing me, but there was certainly a round where Superman was able to get huge value out of a Viper Pit like that. Either way, though, I think we're already seeing Faze just happy to take those fights whenever they want. Baby Bay won a 1v1, just speeding in there with a frenzy. Look at this. Stunned up, slides in, and there's nothing that Reform can do. Apoth overextends, in my opinion, here towards the back line. Just trying to grab one too many kills. And then this position for Superman was gorgeous. Faze already showing that they are dangerous on these all-in pieces. And that's what they're going to be doing a lot of.
Yeah, a lot of all-ins just like this. I mean, Baby Bay, happy to play up close and personal, even against this eco, because he wasn't really using a weapon other than his ultimate.
Yep, he doesn't donate anything. It's not like you can pick up the lightning fingers.
Be wild if he could, though.
To see a Brimstone out there shooting lightning from his fingers.
Would be mad.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks, though, man.
Oh, true. Play a lot of Brimstone?
Not on this map. That's actually a pretty large pick, though. We've got post-plant positions being played here. I don't think it's going to be possible for EG to pull off the retake, especially with Dicey. I mean, the recon dart just gives them all of the information they need as well.
Shot die being played. They now know that Dicey is just working his way up to the side, and all that utility just laid down. Safe hands.
Yep. And that's a different idea from Faze in that round. They made it look like it was an all-in piece towards mid, dragged the defenders to deal with Baby Bay, and they got a free entry to the A site where they were able to get the plant down. So already here, I think Faze are showcasing that despite the fact we haven't seen them play Breeze, they've been playing Breeze. I mean, you don't just pull out rounds like this and ideas like this without having some level of at least scrim prep and ideas in your head of like how the concepts work. And frankly, Baby Bay's been really good on Neon. His Neon has been thematically just fitting the way that he likes to play.
So good. I mean, he gets supported very well.
Just immediately slides in past the normal sightline that people would be playing, but Busio sprays down too.
And they've got the crossfire going. Apoff, all that was going on as well. I mean, he lays down a very interesting Viper's pitch just to try and hold down that Hall's control.
He's a wizard. He's casting spells.
The hands cast out. Boys, you're not going to be allowed about... Yeah, no one's getting you up there.
And there's a flank coming as well from Jorgamo in Cave, so these players, they're living on borrowed time here. Simply no opportunity for Flyer to win this one. Shouldn't have been. There shouldn't have been.
God, the egg curse. It might be living, but not quite. Com shuts it down, and he saves your reputation, Josh.
I'm sweating.
For a second. I mean, well, he doesn't quite save it. He turns it. I mean, you've got a reputation for the opposite.
Yeah, listen, that's what we call all good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Jorgamo misses, but they still win the round. All good. EG are gonna get into the lead there. Off the back, really, of Busio just spraying down too, holding his ground, being confident enough that he wasn't getting pushed. It is really difficult to anchor against Neon comps, because the Neon is in your face, flanking you so quickly, and you want to try and deal with the entry player or the people following them, but the timings just, you get overwhelmed really quickly.
Yeah, it's very hard to use any sort of utility to try and push away the fast attempts. Once more. He's just not messing around, immediately taking that elbow control. Drone being used. Again, I think just to try and potentially pull players over towards it, but this time, okay, Jorgamo just watching the angle. Flyer didn't really have much support from Baby Bay. The angle wasn't really being watched. I think they were cautious of...
I think he peeked just a second before the wall was being placed. Because Baby Bay did use his Neon wall there to try and cut off a sight line. And this is going to be an A pinch where Baby Bay now becomes a lurker. And he's got a great timing on Jorgamo, except he's aware of it.
And the spike is moving its way all the way, running up mid. Jorgamo. Is he aware? No noise being made.
Wow.
Jorgamo denied that. Lucio as well, holding down that one.
Spike down mid.
They know. They now know. That spike drop down in tunnel, the players are going to be... Well, okay.
There are players everywhere, bro.
Yeah, they are literally
simply everywhere.
You're not going to be expecting Baby Bay to be lurking behind that box. I mean, that's an absolute ranked insta-lock Reyna play, but okay, he tries to go for the movement.
Spike down mid.
It's not quite good enough for them. Still Dicey this time for some reason, pushing out of the double doors area. Might be able to cover some of it, but no, 4 kills. Jorgamo in the round.
Yeah. Getting very active without actually pushing too aggressively there. Jorgamo just finding his positions around tunnel and then wrapping around back up the nest, fighting those kind of positions. A lot of the time you'd expect EG's comp to maybe have Jorgamo push caves or push halls or push deep down mid. But those kind of rounds he doesn't have to extend too far. He can allow Faze with their very aggressive attack side comp to come towards him. And that was the first instance, I think, of Faze just being slightly off with their timings, as Flyer got picked a little early.
A bit more improvisational. The players are just scattered like that.
And when you don't have match experience with the comp.
Here we go, just shutting it down. You can see that the Neon wall was straight up, but they were ready and waiting for it. Hunter's Fury sent through. Tunnel was also just being watched the entire time by Jorgamo.
The knife gives them information that nobody's too close, but they have the spike. I mean, Baby Bay just ran it in for them. Maybe not Baby Bay, actually. I think that was poised. But either way, the spike very much down on site in a position the Faze don't have access to.
And it's going to take a lot. I see the pop flash over. The double peek as well.
And Com has been very happy to go for this flank. Com, Apoth, they are going to be pushing out of A if you make
They're
noise
not
on B.
aware of this. There's one. Swing comes through at the same time, and the timing, I mean, just perfect.
And Bren, I'm starting to get worried for FaZe, because even though their composition is good, and I think they've got some nice ideas here, EG are already demonstrating that they've got a counter-strat for it. And I don't know whether they had this prepped. I don't think they'll have known that FaZe would be playing the Neon. But it's such an all-in comp. You are going to be going where Baby Bay is the vast majority of the time. You can throw in a couple of fakes, but it's not a comp that's going to be defaulting too often.
Yeah.
As soon as they commit onto a site with that wall, with Baby Bay, Com, Apoth has been pushing halls, Com has been pushing cave, and they're just wrapping them so quickly. They're not worried at all that there's going to be a threat on the other side of the map.
Now, I mean, Apoth did get cleared in one of the earlier rounds when he pushed down halls.
Yeah, but the fact that EG are going for it so often means, in my opinion, that when FaZe go for those all-out hits, if they get stalled at all, if there's any spam through the smoke, if there's any recon dart that deals with them or a nade, then they're going to have to start watching behind them really quickly.
You can see now, shock dart to try and clear it. No way you're staying on that angle for that long, but gets out of his life. Look at that again. Fragment nade in the choke point to try and push them back. Still, Bebe has worked his way so deep now. The flash was also sent through to try and play it, but EG, anti-flash positions at the back of yellow. They're able to swing out and collect that kill. They're just dropping like flies right now. Still, okay. Get the two, just the pistols in hand. Might be able to get another one as well if these shots keep whiffing. Com can't quite find the mark, but eventually it's there. 7 bullets remaining for them, and again the Viper's pit dropped down.
He's literally 1 health inside this Viper's pit here as well, as Jorgamo comes once more from behind.
Bit of spam.
Pointing at you.
Oh my goodness. Finds it anyway.
And that's actually another dangerous anti-eco for EG. They've been struggling somewhat on these anti-eco rounds, but managed to make that one work. Those 2 players that were inside the Viper's pit just a bit too weak and getting flanked from all sides. It's nice play from EG, but the fact that it even went to a 3v3 situation shows that FaZe is still pushing them.
Yeah, still making them work for these rounds. 6 and 2. Timeout now being called by FaZe. Okay.
And I think this makes sense because, honestly, what are EG doing here? So, the normal way that EG play, and I'm not going to say specifically on Breeze because we haven't seen them in the group stage, but EG are playing to deny the plant a lot of the time on their defensive side. And FaZe don't get it down that often, honestly, just overall. But in this situation where you're playing against the FaZe's comp, if you can't get those opening kills, if you can't molly early, spam them through the smoke, recon dart, that kind of stuff, there's going to be a wave of utility to try and kill the entry players as they're coming in. But otherwise, you're going to be sat back and trying to apply pressure on them late. You're kind of going to withdraw and stop Baby Bay from getting the value. And Baby Bay can only push so far. He can only push up to where the Neon Wall is unless everyone is with him. And there are tools. I mean, you could be darting back a site, flashing through the wall. Baby Bay could be going. But Baby Bay is already so far ahead of his team by the time he gets onto the site.
No one else can play
you have to
with him.
wait. You have to wait like another 3 seconds before that second wave of aggression can come through. So I think FaZe are kind of mulling over all of these things in their head, wondering whether they can run a couple of fakes and maybe pick up like Com or Apoth on the flank. There's a lot of different ways that they could take this half. But they're already a long way behind.
New beginning. You can see the knife was sent there. Doesn't catch onto Baby Bay. Now FaZe looking to re-clear through into this. They are working up. A couple of players. Holding it. Pop flash play. Did not catch onto anyone. In fact, Jorgamo was the one who ended up going down the dash. Okay.
Word, how does he catch Reformed as well?
Yeah, that is an interesting one. Just trying to swing, I think, with him and trying to supplement it. Superman's holding that one angle. You can hear the footsteps here. Apoth, do you want to go for something crazy? It's being watched. Now you can start to hear footsteps moving over towards A.
He knows where they all are, but how do you make a play from here? The door is open.
You gotta wait for them to try and walk into your line of sight, I think. There's one spotted. Still, boys, he's too clean with it.
Yeah, dealt with. And I think FaZe's game plan coming out from the timeout is a lovely idea. They're expecting FaZe to do something aggressive, and they don't. They just hold. They just held the entire time. They held. They waited for EG to make the aggressive play on the defense.
Just to get that mid-round info, like the pop flash play.
Yeah, and they punished it completely. leg shot there onto Poised.
And Boostio, I think not much risk, I think, of them picking up the operator he's holding, but I still think you might want to save that one.
EG have been winning a lot of rounds in a row here, though, so I think their economy should still be in a pretty great situation. I mean, Com is
Yeah, they
max
got
money.
tons of money.
Yeah, and that's a prime game in Flawless. I mean, look at how this one went down. So Reformed goes for a peek there, and BabyBay finds that timing to punish Jorgamo, and then he decides, okay, even if there's somebody holding on window, I'm just going to slide past it. How does Boostio hit that shot with an op? You know, the player
break
model
your
is
wrist.
smaller, they're moving a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And BabyBay uses that reposition to dodge the op shot and punish both of the players that were going for the aggressive play.
Just ridiculous.
So is that going to be the game plan from FaZe from now on? Are they going to try and take a really fast-paced composition and slow the game down? Looks like it again. This is almost exactly the same default slow-paced setup they're looking for.
Yeah, waiting it out.
But the question here, Bren, is what happens if EG don't make a move? What happens if they just wait for the exec? I don't think they're that worried about mid. Boostio at any point can, you know, take his op and go and look down that sight line and make sure they're not there.
Looks like they're setting up for potentially a bit of a split now with the KO ult. Catches onto Boostio. Yeah, now he can't TP away. They have to commit into this one, and he is trapped behind the pillar. Dashing all the way through the stun. It actually does miss him, and he's playing inside the lane. He knows their backside. He's going to be calling this to his team. Around tunnel, tries to hit the flick, but BabyBay does lock that one for the moment. Into the back of it as well. Hopping around the corner. Laser beams in hand, and it is a bit of a fake out. FaZe players rotating back into A, but not anticipating that Apoth was still just holding in cave the entire time.
BabyBay could be a bit of a threat, but he's the one whose position is known, honestly. And this round is going to get really strange. If they can win a duel against Apoth, it would make things so much less challenging for FaZe.
Have to try and coordinate the aggression now, but yeah, not enough players left standing for that one.
And EG are just coming from everywhere. These retakes have been so well coordinated in terms of EG just holding good positions. You've seen Apoth, Jorgamo, Com coming from flanks, whether it be A, whether it be on B. And even though that's not necessarily a flank from Apoth, he's controlling one area of the map that makes it a flank for the retake.
Yeah.
Interesting
ended
idea.
up retaking from 3 different positions into A.
And did FaZe overheat there a little bit by choosing to go mid to A instead of just
they've been doing this a
committing
lot.
with BabyBay? I'm not sure.
They've been going for these pivots a lot.
They
Off
have.
the back of like pieces of utility. I mean, I bought it. I wasn't looking at the minimap. I saw it and I was like, ah, there's a hit coming through.
Well, BabyBay had a chance of just doing crazy amounts of work there on the hit. It definitely feels like FaZe think EG are in their heads. Like they're just reading into where BabyBay is.
Yeah.
So we've got to change it up. We've got to do something different. But at some point, maybe playing to your comp is better than trying to play to be unconventional or unexpected.
And those adjustments as well that you get, those mid-map adjustments, that's when the uncoordination starts to show. Because Jorgamo picking up that first kill, the spam as well. It's a phantom moment right there. Don't see it often, but there we go. Finds one, pops the ultimate as well, just in case they're being pressured from that double door position. Doesn't know if the players are quite there, but my god, what a flick.
And this has just been the story the whole half. EG's able to get spam kills. They're flanking like Jorgamo again. They're just all over FaZe.
Pressure from every single position and angle.
From everywhere. And I think it's because FaZe's comp is a little bit too all in. So FaZe are really struggling to figure out how do we add that extra element in. They had a couple of adjustments with the slightly slower pieces, but Reform knows if he spams there, BabyBay's going in first. So either you stop people following BabyBay and you can isolate the Neon, or you're going to be able to get a kill on someone following him. 8-4 lead here, or 8-3, sorry, lead for EG. As FaZe group towards B, potentially to challenge Jorgamo and Boostio on this site.
Wonder what the play is here now, just very fast take. More spells being cast. Just in the pit, that's over towards A main right now. Jorgamo always popped off. Blade Storm, Boostio playing inside the Neon Wall. The fast lane does not get the value it was potentially looking for. The split is being read, but the players are all over the place. And now Com has to readjust the aim right now. And so much as potentially using it. What is that? Okay.
Com as the distraction keeps Superman rooted to the spot. And now it's all on Dicey. An 8-4 half would be a minimum here, but he's just dying inside the snake bite.
Doesn't even realize he's in it. It's fully flashed up. Reformed holds the angle. That is a 9-3 half. EG. That is I think, a fundamental understanding of how they were going to be playing that comp and even the adjustments they were making.
And it looks like EG are going to continue this winning streak that they've had with the new roster on Breeze. They're looking spicy. Jorgamo's hitting. They've got a great read on how to dismantle Faze's composition. And Faze look like they're playing an attack-sided comp.
Yeah, this is looking particularly dangerous, I think, for FaZe Clan's chance to closing this one out in 2. We'll find out on the other side of this one just how the map might be concluded, so don't go anywhere. Straight back into it now. Pistol rounds. I mean, we've been talking to death how good evil geniuses are at these pistol rounds as well. But there is hope for FaZe. If the team in the lead decides to turn off their brain and force after winning a pistol round, then or after losing it, I should say, the potential is there. You could get the comeback online. We've seen it a lot in this series.
I mean, every single second round has been a force buy so far. So does it even matter who wins the pistols if they're planning on doing that? FaZe are going for a halls and mid push here. Kind of the Viper leading the way, which is unusual for Superman. He's with Baby Bay and Apos just checking it out.
Yeah.
And normally EG cook up something interesting on these pistols, but it looks like a fairly default A hit from them.
This is standard.
Oh, they're going kind of deep.
I mean, Jorgamo is quite separated, I think, when he's playing in his position. He's not going to be getting too much support with the door opened up. Fast flank coming down. They got to know that these players are here now, and they do. 2 of them. Right there, taking these fights. Now just 2 players left standing for EG with that shock dart reformed. 90 health. As it goes, he's going to have to rattle off some ridiculous shots, though, and he's just randomly spamming. I mean, listen, praying that he connects onto any other target.
And it's another massive one. I mean, listen, this isn't just a factor of EG being good at pistols. FaZe have been tragic at pistols recently. They've been winning 31% of their pistols. They've won 5 out of 14 coming into this match.
Yeah.
And now they're even with EG. Every single time they're able to win one, it's massive. Because they also, previously, on Icebox, were able to fend off a force buy. I think EG should not be going for it here.
Have they learned a lesson?
When you are up 5 rounds, when you're in a 9-4 situation, I think it's better to consolidate, make sure that your economy doesn't go out of whack.
Don't throw away the lead.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, it looks like they're just going to be content here to sit back, and this might be the easiest round 2, round 14 kind of situation we've seen.
Jorgamo was the one who invested in the Sheriff. He's going to be contacting now into halls with Boostio alongside him. Headhunter bullets, of course, able to do some damage, and just hiding from this one.
I like that, though. I think they'll only expect Boostio to be there. Flyer aware of it, though. Catches Jorgamo.
Yeah, he covers it.
And Dicey's in a weird spot. Suppressed.
This is right on top of the pyramid.
Enemy remaining.
So confident.
Down A.
Just staying up there. Not that he could really leave.
Team at his back.
And like we thought, a fairly easy round for FaZe to mop up. Nothing too crazy occurring here. FaZe able to get things up. Whew, not too badly. All right.
Now we're looking at FaZe Clan. Can they convert this bonus round? Only 4 of them did survive, keeping the weapons going.
Yeah. And honestly, even just a bit of economic damage here. You know what's interesting at this point is that Dicey really could invest into a rifle. If Dicey goes for a rifle here, he's likely to have a tour de force for the next round. And one rifle could make a big difference on a bonus like this. He's choosing just to go with a Bulldog, giving himself a lot of economy to still work with.
Potentially to buy the Ops later.
Yeah.
When he gets into it, I think.
Yeah.
The major things he's probably thinking about. FaZe are going for a big mid play here. So the deep dart, now they're going to start to try and triple take this into Elbow. It is being watched ever so slightly off to the side. You can see Boostio holding this off angle.
It's a good off angle unless they get close to him.
He catches him. I mean, Flyer was away, did some damage.
The question is whether or not they read Baby Bay. It would be so unusual for a solo Sova to be pushing out of B or pushing out of mid. So I think they've got to have some idea that there's more behind this. Oh, but Baby Bay's managed to catch the timing.
The gun's not good. Oh my goodness. Don't worry. Don't worry, the stream was buffering when that happened. It's okay.
The Spectre is very wonky to use at long range.
Listen, can't fault it. Still got a kill.
Yeah. And there's more threats behind all of this. Superman's still in a deep position in mid. I mean, Faze, it's not necessarily the most coordinated bonus round in the world, but they're throwing different threats and asking EG, how are you going to deal with this one? What about this one?
Very quickly, a 4v4 can turn against them. Oh my goodness, the angle by Superman, the stun as well. A follow-up, Baby. He's just leading the charge.
Spike down.
Glides down straight into mid. That's a Spectre where it really hurts in close range.
Very nice stuff. Apoth, Jorgamo asked to bring this one back with a player disadvantage.
2v2
They just don't know where these people are.
Yeah, the spike's been taken to B, by the way, as well.
10 seconds left.
Running his wee little legs there.
It's all down to whether Baby Bay can stop it. I mean, on this side of the map, Apoth has no chance.
4
Baby Bay
seconds.
has
Has
his
to
ult.
stick it.
I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah. Time running so low there.
Didn't even need it. Just slid into him with a Spectre.
Hey.
And that's just pure chaos from Faze. There's not
That's where they
necessarily...
thrive.
Yeah, it is where they thrive. The only level of coordination that was really in that round, sure, they all pushed out of B together, but they didn't really play off each other. The big level of coordination was that Superman was waiting for a stun in mid, waited too long, got caught, and then Baby Bay was able to follow up on it. So this piece was very nicely done. Still, the timing off a little bit with how Superman wanted to be supported, but
Sure.
Baby Bay made up for it, and that's a big bonus round win. It feels like the economy, it's almost like you can throw things away. It all comes down to whether or not they can convert the force rounds or the bonus rounds here in this series.
And they have set themselves up. Big round buffer into this one. It's looking pretty dire for Faze at the beginning of the half. With the bonus converted, the money's looking good. Rifles, Baby just holding a slight angle. I think that they have injected the fear of God into EG because they are just holding for any sort of aggressive plays.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not really off the back of utility, right? So if you're EG and you're thinking about, okay, how do we want to react to these plays? It's not like FaZe are doing some explosive play on one side of the map with a recon, a flash, Baby Bay sliding out with his wall. You can't read it as easily because they're just kind of contact pushing into you.
What is that? Okay. Superman gets just removed off the face of the map. Baby though still holding around, goes for the swing, Reform's covering it, and this is how you overheat. This is how you lose that lead. There was only the Sheriffs really in the hands of the EG players. You get the plant down. They knew that Reformed was in that angle though, so that is going to be an easy one for them. And now, wipe wall up. Post plant has to be played correctly. The ultimate falling is not ideal for them, and Poise picks an impeccable timing for it, but now we see it. Molly's sent straight up. Snake bites as well. It's there.
They have a
orb in
shot.
play. Shock dart's ready. Com cannot mess this up now. Half on the board.
Well, he hasn't quite found the timing. There was nobody there. Already half being used. They're worried about this.
Yeah, the timing. Is he going to get one more shot off? He does, just indeed. Still the player is...
They need to swing.
It is half they need to swing through, but FaZe, they win it.
Yeah.
Wasn't close.
Not even close, don't worry about it. I mean, genuinely not really that close, though, because there was just so much time on the clock still left. EG, even though they were able to get the plant down there and had many opportunities, FaZe were quick on the retake and found some wild timings. Just the random push through the Viper wall was perfect to be able to catch Ustio there on the other side of things. And EG are going to take a timeout here as they get rifles back in their hands. This is the most important round. You could argue that the bonus round really was as well, to even give FaZe a chance of being able to get back in this series, or rather, get back in this map and close out the series. Round 17 is another eco swing round for EG. If they lose this one, it's devastating for them.
Yeah.
Icy, I believe, should have the Tour de Force online as well, unless I missed that in the previous, which is very possible. Not a very observant person. But for EG, here's the question. How do you deal with a FaZe team that is so happy to just walk into you in different areas of the map? Can you afford to default? Should you just group, push, and play post plants? Because FaZe are going to push you, and then they're going to retake you. That's how FaZe are going to be playing this. They're going to like to wrap. And we saw the same thing from EG. They constantly had Jorgamo on the flank in the retakes. Well, that's going to happen here again with FaZe.
What adjustments? I mean, how do you adjust really for that? Do you just try and get into the post plant, commit more bodies for the flank? Or?
Well, we'll see what the EG adjustment is, because it could define whether or not they have a chance of winning here on Breeze.
They really have brought this close now with FaZe. Only 2 more rounds behind in terms of tying up this map.
Icy suppressed here. Just walking forward,
I mean,
so
waits it
much
out.
confidence.
The jiggle peak though. Information gains I can't believe this. Dicey pushing past the rendezvous, straight into Cage, just contacting it. Is Com aware? Is he going to be able to hit this first shot? Doesn't win it out. Dicey, though, is trapped there, still has the rendezvous off.
And he can just leave.
Yep.
He
And
can
he's
just
out of there.
get out. That's an amazing play by Dicey, and that's the whole question that I was asking. How does EG deal with a Faze team that is just going to walk into them?
Nothing.
Com did not have an answer. They weren't fast enough with a utility punish before he could get back to the rendezvous. Jorgamo is pushed deep into halls. Can he be the playmaker that EG needs right now?
There it is, no command. Door's going to be opening up. Dash off to the back. That's Boostiodo supplementing it. Has the rifle, has the angle. Make sure to shut at least some of it down. Still, Superman's got the two of them. It's going to be the Viper's Pit, though. Still dropped forwards. Oh my god, they're dumping a utility onto that one. Reform, no chance in hell of being brought back into the action. And now just Apoff left alone. Spamming away. Faze all very good at just trying to catch a stray onto somebody in here. And they're just going to raw spam it.
And there you go, EG, their economy broken again in a dire situation.
Faze are doing this.
Yeah, Faze really are. They're pulling off a comeback. We saw one from EG in map 1 that eventually took us to OT, but they couldn't get it over the line. We'll see whether the story's different here. Feels like these two teams are both on a knife's edge, honestly, because the halves have not been close, but the series has. And EG invested some big ultimates into that as well. Using the null command, getting the Viper's Pit down as well. But just always at a disadvantage, it felt like. Just straight from the off with Dicey finding the first pick. And these first blood engagements have been massively important in this series. Always important in Valorant, but for this series in particular, it feels like the teams are able to use that momentum to convert the 5v4s very efficiently.
Yeah. Definitely been hammering that one home. Unless you got a stream muted. Didn't blame you. We're British.
So this is a different look from EG. They're going to push Jorgamo somewhat deep in mid. I think they should be expecting there to be someone on this sight line, and there is. Maybe they're just spotting for a little bit of information, but as he drops off, there could now be someone getting up close to tunnel or close to nest. So that's going to keep Poise rooted here, covering both halls and nest from a very defensive position. There's a drone coming through the Viper's Pit right now as well, but the spike headed to A. So this is just a feint onto B.
And there's not really too much more committed behind that one. Players pulled into the back. Yellow Dicey though, oh, okay, tour de force in hand, and that's just dropped down a slow at double doors. Good luck trying to push through that one. In fact, Boostio, good luck trying to get any sort of value. Knife, swing and a miss, I think. Right over his shoulder. Now the Hunter's Fury also there. Flyer denying that plant as soon as they heard
30 seconds
that
left.
noise cue.
So much damage done here. The EG players are in tatters. Getting the spike down, but short-darted. I mean, the spike did get planted, a silver lining for EG, but it's not looking good.
No, it's not looking good at all. It's done, ripped across. What? Okay.
On earth.
Potentially to turn it here, though. Can't get spray down enough. 2v1 Apoff. Not really a lot of health to work with, and he is shut down. The wall not going up in time for him to just escape the sightlines.
A couple of miraculous kills there towards the end, but EG are constantly finding themselves in disadvantageous situations.
Yeah.
These first kills, they just can't push the players that are aggressive off the angles. They're normally incredible in post plants. I mean, Evil Geniuses have been fantastic once they get the spike down. At this stage, they've been winning. They're the second best in post plants. They've been winning 77% of the time.
Yeah.
They're currently 0-4.
0-4.
And it's not because they're playing worse in the post plant. It's because, in my opinion, they are losing so many players getting to the post plant. And that's what Faze are doing really well. That's also what EG were doing well on their defense. Making every spike plant costly.
It's so interesting that stylistically you're coming in. You're looking at the numbers. Both of these teams are, I'm not going to say opposites of one another, but very different styles.
Yeah,
in terms
they
of how
really
want
are.
to play, and yet very mirrored halves.
Yeah.
As we've been swapping it around.
Yeah.
In terms of the way the game plan is.
We're also really in unknown territory for both of these teams when it comes to
Yeah.
Breeze. I mean, EG are playing their normal composition, but we haven't seen them play it against the top team in a while, so hard to tell. We haven't seen them play it against the top team at all, actually, with this roster.
Ooh, my word. Anyway, just Crouch taking a slight off angle there. Stun just launched into main to try and push them back as soon as the utility was being used, but they're not quite ready for this one. Boostio.
The knife was fantastic from Poised. It cancelled the drone and took knives away from Jorgamo. EG are having to pivot here, but they have the A site if they can push Dicey away or find a pick. But he's been so dangerous.
Unconventional misses from him, and now he's being hard pressured. He needs some help, though, from the rest of his team. He's swinging around. He's taking a forward position. Round yellow, and there's the help. Finally, Poise comes back in. The fragment nade as well. The bullets, everything in order. They shut down that aggressive approach. Actually, a little one tap from Apoth, but good luck in this scenario, son. Gonna need it. Gonna need a bit more than luck, I think, as well.
And Poise just making sure there was no chance there. All of Poise's utility extremely good in that round, and the support that he had for Dicey was excellent and perfectly timed. You can definitely see, though, that EG had an idea there. They wanted to force Dicey's rendezvous and then use Jorgamo's updrafts to try and punish it while he's in his, he's straightening his tie or whatever he does once he comes out of it. Unfortunately, they just overstepped themselves a little bit trying to get that kill.
Enemy remaining.
Listen, at the end of the day, you've got to make plays like that when you're on an eco round yourself. But for EG, it hasn't worked whether or not they have rifles in their hands. And the economy for Faze is just out of control at this point. They got double op, they got an op in Neon just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Double op set up now for them. Quick flash over the top, that stops the potential aggression through this double doors area. In fact, they've even just dropped down the nade. Hunter's Fury, though, from far enough distance, it's not going to get cancelled out by the KO ult, but they've worked their way so deep. EG. Boys dropping, still flyer. No one's dealing with him right now on the staircase. He's going to be able to pick up his teammate. The stuns as well, just in case they try and put that pressure in. But Poise, he's back in action. Happily so. Apoth, last one standing.
Toxins going up.
Again, this is a familiar sight. Only this time doesn't have the spike down to play around, and the shots are whiffing.
And he can't find it at all. Faze, what a comeback from them. This is different to Icebox. At least on Icebox, we saw Faze have some chances of, fighting back in that second half.
Yeah.
EG have had nothing. Not a single thing is working for them. Their players haven't even really been heating up. There have been like some small moments, but fundamentally, they are getting outclassed. And this was EG's opportunity, Bren, to get first seed. They did so well to beat Optic in the previous week. And now coming in here, this was supposed to be their crowning moment of finally proving they are a team that can actually go the distance. And instead, they've run into a white-hot Faze with a great game plan. On their defense sides, at least. And Faze are looking hot to trot. A reminder that this is really a fight for like 2nd through 4th seed. All of those spots are up for grabs if there's a 3-way tie.
Dicey's really just trying to creep up on this angle again.
He's been crazy good in this spot, but look how tight the angle is that he's holding.
Yeah, EG also are pretty aware of this. You can see they had multiple players holding that one angle just in case he chose the repeak. They're aware that he could be still played up here. I mean, they didn't force him to use his TP. Drone being held, it looks like, as well. Just to the side by Com.
I think they just paused for a moment here as Apoth went to make sure he hasn't pushed past the rendezvous as he did previously. And for Dicey, does he still expect people to here?
No way.
Oh, it's so well done.
As soon as the wall goes up, that's the timing he takes. He knows that there's going to be one of the players droning. Even with the coverage there, the shot just wasn't hit. Dicey's safe. Once more back there, shuts the door again. He's like, no, thank you, not today. Close that one. One less sightline to worry about. And 30 seconds are left on the board here. EG struggling to come up with these answers.
They need to force Dicey away once more. He's going to be playing behind the wall, but this guy's always going to take the opportunities to press forwards, and he is again.
Yeah.
Pushes ahead of the Viper wall with the help of Flyer's drone, and he's just pulling him to pieces.
No bullets left. Quick little reload. 10 seconds. And that is the round.
What a performance from Dicey. The dynamic duo of Dicey and Baby Bay has been much talked about, but Dicey has been hyper consistent, finding them first kills over and over again. And even though the comp is built around Baby Bay on the attack side, the defense half has just been dominated by these kind of kills.
Yeah, this guy is the 1-2 punch, honestly. The Phaser consistently able to deliver. Play close games against most opponents, but they have come into this clearly the right ideas.
And what a heat up from them. They started this group stage in kind of tragic condition. They went 0-2 at the beginning, if I remember correctly.
We kept talking about how just how horrible that is for teams. If you go 0-2 in the groups initially, very low chance of even trying to make the playoffs.
And they could, listen, there are still games that matter later on down the line, but they could finish as high as second in Group B if they're just able to get this one last round.
And that's what stands between them and taking away this series now. The quick dash once more. Try and cut up those line of sight angles. Baby was fully blind, but still just finds the correct angle to try and spam. And this is a crumble from EG. With the Viper's Pit dropped,
One enemy remaining.
a potential possibility, but not anymore. Apof's gone. Prom just being pressured, and Faze, I mean,
Defenders win.
what a way to finish the map. Swarming them.
And adding even